I believe that, there's a saying when we grow up, you can't bend the tree when it's old, start when it's young. And I believe for me, my foundational aspect of my academic life, it was from my primary school years, based on what my male teacher instilled in me and some of my female teachers. I believe they started the foundation of a building that, as I progressed up in my academic years, the foundation was so strong. I wasn't shifted by a lot of different things, peer pressure and these things. I was never really caught up in those type of issues or problems because I believe my foundation was strong.
For you, it's not just about teaching maths, English, science, social studies. It's also about instilling, what I'm gathering, certain values in students. Where did that come from?
There's something we do at college when we're doing our teaching practice and so on, something that we have to write called a personal philosophy. And this is where as a teacher, as an individual, you have to set out your philosophy with what are you going to do when you're going into the teaching profession. And yes, teaching is the main part of it, but as a teacher, we're not just there to teach. We're fathers to the fatherless, we're big brothers, we're uncles, we're friends. And understanding that is, I believe, even greater than just teaching, because anybody could teach, but not anybody could become a friend, a confidant that students could come to, and speak to on these times really serious matters that are affecting them.
Why did you decide to become a trained teacher?
I grew up on the west coast of Lemwara, and my environment wasn't too nice. And when I graduated from CPCE, to be honest with you, I was very emotional about it because where I grew up from, you don't really find youngsters graduating and trying to push forward in these things. And thinking about that, it's very emotional because you don't normally find persons who want to be a teacher. My friends would always back me because they know the trend that first when you done school, everybody just on the corner chilling, liming. And when I graduated, it was such a good experience, and I was so happy that I could have create a thinking of my own to say, here what, I'm going to try to move forward and try to lead from the front and set an example for the youngsters that are now coming up, and also be a stepping stone so that the youngsters from my environment where I grew up and also Region 3 could also look at me and try to emulate those qualities and come into the profession and make a difference.
What are you most looking forward to when you do get into a classroom and you start teaching these young minds?
I have to look at everyone on a whole scale and know how to deal with them as pupils. So I would now have to evaluate everyone by themselves and set lessons in such a way that I would be able to cater for each and every learner, that when I'm finished, they all can, move on to another grade and say that, Sir Duncan was able to, teach me in such a way that I have been able to learn, and I just wasn't there in my classroom just, listening all the time.
As a male, yeah, we know that many males, there is a very low percentage of males graduated from the college, just ranging around 12 to 18%, as the principal would have mentioned in many graduation reports. Yeah. I never really see this job as, I would have seen it as stressful because, having looked at my secondary school teachers, primary and nursery, I would see the things they go through on a daily basis and so on. So I was never really passionate. I was very passionate towards the field of sports. So when I step into the system, I really see that this was not what I perceive, It was just a misconception of me. So when I step in, everything went smoothly and I enjoy working there. I would have seen it as a green pasture.
You have some experience
Yeah,
teaching.
1 year.
Yeah. What was that like for you interacting with students? It was at the secondary level. What was it like interacting with students during that period?
It was a great experience. I would have been knowledgeable to know what's going on in different homes across the region. That's Region 2, because I would have met with students of all walks of life. I would have been able to understand what is going on in different homes, different community, what are some challenges that our students will face on a daily basis and so on, and how can be better able to assist them and to see that they are valuable members of society.
So this is something that's coming out a lot from the three of you. It's not just about teaching the subject areas, it's also about being this sort of positive role model.
Yeah.
Is that something that CPCE sort of drills into you?
Program is not all about going into the classroom and do curriculum delivery and so on, or just teaching the subject. It's about, we did many courses and so on, like, you know, the health and family life education. Because I'm specialized in agri-education, that does not mean I do agriculture education alone. I do courses like psychology, health and family life education, many other courses and so on that would prepare me not only to deliver my content, but to mold children so that they can be disciplined and so on, so that they can think critically and so on.